Bush, how much are you authorized to tell us about the quarterback plan this week?
Probably not a ton. I mean, we're in position to have both guys ready to go and equal practice reps and get them both ready to go. We know we got to play better at all levels, and so both those guys will be ready to go.
Does that mean Zach was back in practice today?
Yeah, he's out here. He's where he's at with it and all that. How healthy he is. He's a tough competitor. They're both out here, and we're figuring it out. So,
how was Cutter look taking the first team reps so far?
I think he's looked good. I mean, I think anytime you start mixing that again when you have newer quarterback, if you will, with the first team. There's some nuances there. Them getting used to his cadence a little bit. But again, he'll do a great job. He's been in this position, and he's doing a nice job out there.
Where do you think some of the indecisiveness from Zach stems from?
That's a good question. I mean, again, we try to keep it as simple as we can. It's always something we look back and reflect on. Again, you got in defense to him, you got a guy that's been here for 4 months and learning a new system and being out in that environment, being back in the SEC for the first time in 4 or 5 years, and so there's some things there, but it's a lock the door mentality, man. We come in, everybody's feeling bad. We know exactly what it feels like, and the positive is this offense, this football team can be a damn good team, and we got to take the next step, and that's what we're focusing on.
Bush, did anything jump off the video that maybe you weren't expecting, or was it pretty much what you thought you'd see?
No, I mean, I think it's as frustrated as everybody is with us, and there's no sugarcoating it. I mean, we thought we could have put up 30-plus points in that game. There's self-inflicted wounds. We made plays. We thought we called it aggressive at times. It's just the reality of the matter is, the formation mix-up we had early in the game on a 35-yard play, the halftime issue with substitutions. It's just the self-inflicted wounds. We're not going to recover from that. When we're looking to be explosive, we got to have every explosive play we can, and that costs us.
What have you done to just address those sort of self-inflicted mistakes?
I think we do a deep dive. I mean, again, it's partly, trying to play a lot of guys, trying to get guys in the game, trying to, from a matchup standpoint, all those things. And again, that can't happen. We understand that. We made a decision at halftime to kind of shut that down and play cleaner in the second half. But, we're going to line up there and play with what we got.
When you had a chance to look back at the Ole Miss film, what are some of the things that you felt like could have been capitalized on and kind of taken them as learning moments going forward?
I think everything we just talked about, starts with whether it's the substitution errors off the sideline, the lack of communication there, it's the halftime sequence, it's the formation issue we had on the quick screen to Kendrick Law for a 40-yard gain. I thought at the end of the game there was 2 opportunities to go win the football game, particularly on the 4th down situation. And so we got to be at our best when our best is needed, everybody included. It starts with me. But I'm not sitting, we've been here before at Kentucky. I'm not sitting here under my table hiding. We got a chance to be a very good football team, a very good offense, and we got 40 guys who believe that, and that ultimately right now is all that matters, and we got a good opportunity this Saturday.
What are the things that make you confident that you can be a very good offense?
Ability to run the football. I think both backs have been playing at a really, really high level. I see a team that's come out in 2 weeks that have played their butts off at every level. We don't have selfish guys out there. These guys are playing extremely hard. Some of the penalties have just been from a standpoint of trying to be too physical, not knowing when to let go. And so I think we got 45 guys that want to be great, that want to do it for this team. I don't see a lot of selfishness. I see a football team that's running the football extremely well. I thought from week 1 to week 2 we were more explosive. We did create a couple more plays. I think that's going to be the thing all year and how we create those explosives. But if we put it together, it's a top 20 team we played last Saturday, and we beat ourselves. Otherwise, we're sitting here at 2-0. So I think there's a lot in my mind that needs to be improved. But if it does get improved, I got confidence in this group.
Do you like what you saw when you were able to get the ball in Kendrick Hall's hands. So,
Absolutely. I mean, again, I think he still looked like one of the more explosive players on that field. I mean, that was without a doubt where break one more tackle here, break one more tackle there, and again, we have more explosive plays, but I think that's a guy who, we got easy touches to. He's a guy that can get downfield and do all the receiver stuff, but we got to make sure he's touching it quickly because he's got that explosive ability.
Bush, what Coach Sept said yesterday that regardless of that status, that Cutter will play Saturday. So what is it that you want to see out of Cutter when he's out there?
Just to cut it loose and make plays. I think there's been so much. I think that's the tough part for a guy like Cutter in his situation. He's an extremely talented player. So much of it is the outside noise of should you have gotten this, should you, and then he gets thrown in the game, and you're in a situation where you got to go in and produce. And so for him, that's the number one thing as a young quarterback. It's, man, be ready when your time is called. He's got a great opportunity to play this week, and we're going to be in there all day and night with him and making sure that he's prepared and knows what he's got to get done and put the best plan together for him and Zach.
What do you make of Zach? Seems to be backpedaling and drifting on a lot of his drop. Did you see that on any of the tape?
I think that's a great observation. I think that's the number one thing we've addressed with him is, are the practices translating, to game day? And that's the number one challenge, I think, for any quarterback is whether the pocket starts collapsing a little bit or we just felt there was a ton of opportunities, exactly what you said, to climb up in the pocket and be a vertical runner. And I think in this league, as you guys know, there's not going to be a ton of guys just wide open, right? You even look at Ole Miss in that game, right? And what they maybe did in drop back pass of 4 of 15 or whatever it was. So when there's opportunities for him to push up in the pocket, be a vertical runner, create plays, that's what he has to do versus exactly what you're saying, where we just felt like there was a lot of backpedaling, find the edge and go make a play.
As he's coming off that shoulder injury back in practice today, how much more important is that, to kind of lean on those offensive linemen who've been much improved this season?
I think it's critical, but as you guys know, we can't be one-dimensional, and it's just there's a little bit of this thought of, just run it. We got to create explosive plays. That's one critical thing. Take care of the football, make people miss when we have the ball, and create explosives. And so we're going to lean on that group, but we got to find ways to throw it downfield, and we got to get open, and that's a huge focus for us in the game planning process.
Bush, is there anything that stands out to you throughout Cutter's development that gives you confidence that he might be ready for something like this should you choose to go to him?
I think big-time improvement from year 1 to year 2. I mean, I think that was pretty glaring of just watching him, his progression. There's been fast improvement, if you will. I think naturally when a guy comes from high school to college, and then it's you're not just coming to college, you come to the SEC, there's a little bit of the surprise factor, speeding up play, but we thought he had a really, really good fall camp. He was sharp, his feet were in rhythm, and so we got a lot of confidence in him.
Does the way that you actually sequence the play calling change between Zach and Cutter?
I don't think so. I think it just comes down to, again, every week you learn a little bit more and more about your team, and you think you know what you got leading into it, and then week 1 happens, and week 2 you see room for improvement, and you find improvement. So I think a lot of it is just continually the sequencing of the plays is what you have confidence in.
This would appear to be a game where you might be able to play some more guys off the depth chart. I know you can't go into the game thinking that, but is it also tempting to go with the ones a little bit longer just to work on stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying to that. We're not in any situation of anything other than playing good football, and so this is a team we're playing Saturday that I believe lost to Toledo by 1 point last year, and Toledo played us extremely tough, and so we got to go and we got to play our style of football. We got to develop rhythm with the first team offense, and that's the only focus we got.
He certainly didn't play a ton here. The Eastern Michigan's been really leaning heavily on Tanner Lamaster, who was on your team last year. What can you say about excited to see him play for Eastern Michigan?
I think, great respect for Tanner. I think that is one of the, awesome things maybe about the portal is you take a guy that does everything exactly the right way. He's fully bought into the team and gets an opportunity somewhere else to play. And I think in those situations, we're excited for him. maybe not on Saturday, but for the remainder of the season to get his opportunity.
Okay, folks, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.